Hello. I'm just trying something new tonight. I know that being on the East Coast, I'm kind of doing a lot of things way before the West Coasters get home. And I thought, well, here it is, Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, and usually the biggest bar night of the year, but we can't go out because of the whole shutdown pandemic. We just got to get over this. Um, so I thought, well, it's Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, and there might be some people that are on Central Time or Mountain Time or Pacific Coast Time. Basically, I was thinking about the California people who never get a chance to unless they have a weird schedule or they work early in the morning. If they work from like 6:30 to 2, maybe they can catch some of the stuff that the East Coast people do with the whole YouTube thing. But here it is, it's 8:41 East Coast time, so that would make it 5:41 West Coast time. So maybe people are just getting off work or just getting home. They're probably prepping for Thanksgiving. And I thought, I am just going to spontaneously set up a chat and see if anybody, shows up to chat. So I'm just going to type in here and say hello. Oh, oh my goodness. I typed in something weird. What happened there? Oh, how do I get out of this? Get back to that. I'm going to put hello. Aha, there we go. So, it's just me right now and hanging out. I wonder if I can. Let me think how I can do this. Let me do something like this. I'm going to post something to Instagram and put that tape. There we go. There it is. Let's see here. Where do I want to put it? Okay, here we go. I'm just going to do a quick post to Instagram. Come chat on YouTube. Me. Hang out on the Wednesday. I'm going to say the same thing here. On the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And link in bio. I'm live now. All right. Will auto post when possible. What? That's weird. Why did that do that? Oh, wait a sec. Oh, that's so weird. Somehow my phone got put into airplane mode. I've been using my phone all day. I wasn't in airplane mode. I bet that happened when I carried my phone upstairs. Okay, so there we go. So now it says, I'm live now. Come chat. Come chat on YouTube with me. Hang on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. All right. Because I have a lot more followers on YouTube. I mean, on oh my goodness, on Instagram right now. I have, what does it say here? I have 2,146. You followers on Instagram, and okay, so we're just gonna let that go because you can spend all day just staring at your phone and watching stats and things. And I thought, why not just do this instead of, well, actually, I did. My daughter and I did a live. Well, we tried to do a live sale again earlier tonight. It is the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. Maybe that's not the best timing. And we both have really small channels, so that's hard. It's hard to get people to come to your channel when you don't have a lot of people following you. A lot of people don't get notified. We both have channels. We both notified everybody, on our channels and on Instagram and Facebook and all that. But it's still hard to get people in the very beginning, which is fine. That's the lumps. You got to take your lumps when you're trying to start from the beginning. You got to start somewhere. I used, always go with that old saying of, 1,000 miles starts with one step at a time. So it's one step at a time. So I'm willing to take my lumps and wait it out and, keep growing, slowly growing. I did jump over to Sandy and Otto's, her live sale, and then I jumped over to Nesting Haven's live sale for a little bit. And then I was just sitting there thinking, like, wow, I'm really just waiting for Thanksgiving. Made my pies already this morning, and then, well, got up and made my coffee first. Got to have my coffee first, and then made my pumpkin pies. And this time I put a little twist on them. I don't want to say. I'll tell you guys tomorrow what the twist was on my pumpkin pies. So, anyways, did that, and then my husband made the stuffing, and then tomorrow I'm also going to make green bean casserole and some corn, and we have mashed potatoes. I bought the pre-made mashed potatoes. I think Bob Evans mashed potatoes, and that's basically going to be Thanksgiving, which is small Thanksgiving, which is fine. We have to do that right now. You know what? I'm gonna send out a message to a few people. Let's see. You guys don't mind if I send out messages? All right. All right, so send out a couple messages. And okay, so now it's just back to me talking to myself. if anybody's there, just say hello in the chat, and let's talk about like what all we're doing for Thanksgiving. Right now, all I'm doing is drinking water. I know, so boring. I would have really rather, um, you know, it was always the biggest bar night of the year, but I was always home. You have kids, and then you just have family, or you just I was always hosting Thanksgiving, and then having anywhere from 12 to 18 people over for Thanksgiving. And so it was always cleaning and prepping and all the food, and just all that, setting the table. um and so anyways, earlier tonight, my daughter and I, we did the live sale, and it's all like vintage Christmas items, and we have mystery boxes. Oh, hello, Sherry, I see you. I'm gonna say hi, Sherry. Thanks for coming. um, so, are you all ready for Thanksgiving, Sherry? Did you make? Are you making any special things? I guess I have to wait for her to type her message, maybe. So I'm not sure if you heard it. Are you going to Heather's? Oh, okay, cool. Do you have to bring anything? Don't say the turkey. Oh, there was a girl at work one time that got invited to, I don't know if it was a cousin or another, or aunt and uncle's, I know, some family get together for Thanksgiving. This is years ago. Oh my goodness, it's so back. It was a long time ago. Oh, pumpkin roll. Oh, that is the most popular thing this year. I'm going to get back to that in just a second. So the girl was invited to a family Thanksgiving, and when she asked what she could bring, and they said the turkey, she was like, "What? the turkey?" She was like, "No, no, no, that's okay. We're not coming." Oh, so what's funny, Sherry, is it's so weird. I'm doing all the talking, and I can't hear you. I can only read what you type, but it's so funny because Sherry and I are friends. So it's like, why aren't we not just talking on the phone? It's because I wanted to do it live through YouTube. Help me practice with all this. Um, yeah, so the pumpkin roll, I saw that over and over and over again on my Facebook feed. So many people make it, and that's what they're bringing. Or of course they sell it in the store, which the Kroger down here makes it a good one. And so yeah. I love pumpkin roll. That's good. I don't know if you heard, Sherry, but I made my traditional pumpkin pies, but I did a little twist on them, and I didn't tell anybody what it is, what the twist is. I'm going to tell everybody tomorrow. Well, it's just me and Dave, and one friend of ours. So it was only three of us, and then later in the week we're going to get together with two more people. But that's it. It's very, very small. You bought it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they are good. I love them. You give me some hot coffee or hot tea with that kind of thing. Oh, that is so right up my alley. I forgot the whipped cream, if you can believe that. I forgot the whip. I went and did all my Thanksgiving shopping, and I forgot the whipped cream. Well, you have to remember so many things. And then as I was shopping, I went to get just the stuff on my list. I ended up filling a cart because there's other things that you're like, oh yeah, I might need this or might need that. Or, hey, well, there's more, it was 3 or 4 days before Thanksgiving. So of course we still needed stuff for dinner and meals. And I was thinking about like, well, we're having Thanksgiving, but then we're going to be with the other two people on Saturday, that I needed more food for that. So So I forgot the whipped cream. Oh my goodness, my Google. That's so weird. My Google just turned on for no reason. My phone is, you know, I'm just going to turn it off. I'm just going to do that. There we go. It's off. Um, as I was coming up the steps or something, it somehow switched from Wi-Fi to airplane mode. It was very strange. I don't know. Um, Although the other day, I was playing one of those little games. Surprised they had it out there. Someone I asked who isn't local didn't know what a pumpkin roll was. What? I That's not a Pennsylvania thing. Although, it's funny, the one person I'm thinking of right off the top of my head, my classmate Sue is from Pennsylvania. And she makes it, but she lives out in oh my goodness, I'm trying to think. Is it Wisconsin? Does she live in Wisconsin? She lives, I think, in Wisconsin. Yeah. No. What's the other one? Minnesota? Maybe she lives in Minnesota? She's in one of those states. But yeah, she was making it, but a bunch of other people were making it. But yeah, oh my God, it's popular here in Michigan. Pumpkin rolls are everywhere. Every store, everybody has them. They have them. They have them starting. I think it's like September because yeah, as soon as they start coming out, or maybe it's October. That's when the pumpkin rolls start showing up. What I got to do though, if I want to enjoy them for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, is not to eat them in October, because if you eat too many of them, you kind of get over them. Now I kind of wish we had drinks that we could all take drinky drinks, but I was just showing the only thing I'm drinking is water. I have water to drink. So I wonder if there's somebody else watching. It's so weird. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I got Rona rings anyways because you just eat too much. But even though I go out and walk, you know what? I was trying to when I was making the pumpkin pies, I was trying to open a can with the condensed milk, and I just want to use the other type of can opener just to poke the hole in it so I could pour out the condensed milk, and I've lost my muscles in my arms. Oh, hello, vintage thrifted treasures, Laura, right? You're Laura, right? I think so. I watched one of your videos today. The mystery unboxing of the ornaments. That was pretty cool. Well, welcome. This is just a hangout and chat for people that aren't on but I'm on the East Coast, but so many people don't have anything. Bars had to stop serving alcohol after 5 p.m. tonight. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep people from congregating late. Yes, because the more they drink, the more like lax they get in terms of wearing masks and stuff like that. I did hear that about the bars closing down early. Did you guys see the pictures of like some of the bars down in Florida? I think it was. I think that's where it was. It's all like young people, um, the younger crowd, not wearing masks because they're not required and all that. We'll never get through this. I can hardly wait till there's a vaccine. so, so Laura was talking a little bit earlier that my daughter, Green Bee Explorer, and I had a live sale, but not too many people showed up, so we just turned it into it was all Christmas items, like vintage Christmas, and a few modern stuff in there, and a few non-Christmas things, but and we even had mystery boxes, but not enough people showed up, so um, uh, we just had it kind of more like a review for a future live sale that we're going to do, because we're like, well, it's before, you know, Thanksgiving, so we have small channels and nobody's showing up, and that's okay. I was earlier when I was just here by myself talking, I said I'll just take my lumps until my channel grows. You know, it's growing slowly. It's getting there. Yeah, Sherry, people are dumb. Yeah, I constantly see people with the mask like this. That's not helping either. Me, I have my mask up and around. I actually like wearing the mask in the winter. Now that it's cold and windy, and it was raining today here in Michigan. Um, uh, Earlier, was that, yeah, last week? Yeah, last week. Um, oh, I'm reading what you're saying. I'm sitting here in the living room with my hubby, and the kids are looking at my Christmas tree that only has lights on it. I'm dreading to start the burn tomorrow for tomorrow. Oh, yeah. It's so much work. Thanksgiving is so much work. Ah, when I used to host, oh my goodness. I would set the table the night before. Um, I would have everything all set up on the table. I would have other things ready to go, like if it was like something that I was just gonna like open the can, put it in the container, and like microwave it. The can was sitting in the container, like ready to go. They were all lined up, like the things like that were lined up, ready to go. Um, or like cranberry sauce, I would get it. I would put it in the dish that it was going to be served in, and that would be in the fridge, ready to go. So I just had to get that out, because sometimes I would have 12 to 18 people. It was a lot. Clean up before and after, and all the dishes. Thank goodness my sister-in-law used to do a lot of the dishes. She liked doing that part. Um, Now I forget what I was talking about before that, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're just here to chat. You guys have anything to chat about? Anything else? Laura, have you done any live sales at all? Have you tried that yet? Oh, you're doing rice. Oh, you're doing turkey enchiladas and Spanish spicy beans rice. Oh, that sounds awesome. I know. Yeah, aren't the live sales? Oh, it's so intimidating. It's so hard to do them. Yeah. In talking with some of the other thrifters, they said, they had one person show up, or they would have one sale, you know. I actually did sell something after my sale tonight, because the one person that was watching is actually a friend of mine. She's actually a neighbor that lives up the street from me. And she actually liked one of the items that she's going to buy and give it to her friend for Christmas. Oh, hello, Green Bee. Nice to see you back. So we're just chatting. So, she's gonna go ahead and say hello to everybody here. So no live sales yet. I think I would like to try one of those where they kind of do round robin, like multiple sellers. But I also am nervous to do that too. It's like nerve wracking. And then I'm like, what if I sell stuff? Then I have to make sure that I, invoice the people, and then I got to ship it out. But I'm so used to using the platforms like eBay and Etsy and Poshmark, where the platform just, spits out um, the shipping label for you. Green bean casserole. Yeah, that's my favorite. Stovetop. Even though my husband made homemade stuffing, I still bought a couple boxes of stovetop for like later or in between, you know. Yeah. It's always good to let the husbands get good at making certain things, and then that's for them to always make, like, oh, you're so good at making the the stuffing, or you're so good at making this dessert or that meal. Like, oh, you do the grill really good, so you can grill everything up on the grill in the summertime. That way they can help cook, right? Oh, the stovetop. That's stovetop. Yeah, I like that with chicken, you know, and little gravy on that with the stovetop. So good. I'm reading the chat. uh, so, do you guys want to do a trivia question? We've been doing my daughter and I have been doing all kinds of questions from here. Your husband taught you to cook, Laura? Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, my husband, my mom was a good cook, but she didn't really teach me to cook. And then um, my husband's mom was like an Italian cook, and she was really good at cooking. And his dad would had certain things that he would make, and then my husband's really good at cooking. Hear that, Alyssa? You didn't acknowledge Sherry. Say hi, Sherry. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Yeah, I'm gonna say hi. Oh, why is that not working? Oh, that's weird. That's not. That should be working. And I'm gonna say hi. Oh, maybe that doesn't work. I'm gonna say hi, Laura. Oh my goodness, I spelled it wrong. and and hi, Alyssa. There we go. We got everybody. My first whole chicken I made in the oven. I didn't know there was innards to take out. I've done that. I have done that. It tasted like plastic. Oh my goodness. Yes, I have done that too, Laura. Trust me. Over the years I've done all kinds of things. Um, the last time we had Thanksgiving where it was just me and my husband, I was like, well, I don't want to buy a whole turkey. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, I wasn't thinking about turkey leftovers or anything like that. I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy a whole turkey. So I saw these things that were really super cheap, and it said turkey, and it was really cheap, and I got them and cooked them up, and I'm like, they're really small, and we were trying to there was like no meat on them. It was like all bones, and I said, well, maybe the meat's on the other side. Turn them over. No, they were still all bones. And my husband was like, well, what did you buy? And I said, turkey backs. If any of you guys know what turkey backs are, they're just for soup. They're to make like broth. You put them to make like a turkey broth. It's kind of like when you put like the ham bone in to make ham bone. You know. So we ended up that Thanksgiving. The only thing we had were sides to eat and no turkey. Oh, it's telling me that there's new comments down below. Hold on, I gotta scroll down. Yeah. Yeah, plastic. Oh, I think I did that on more than one occasion where I didn't realize there was stuff inside and I cooked it. Will you ever go back to making that? Making what, Green Bee? Not sure what you're talking about. Oh, you mean go back and make the chicken? I'm not going to make any turkey backs anymore. I've cooked lots of chicken since then. Let's do a question. You guys look like you're up and about. Turkey backs? No, I'm not going to make any more turkey backs. Oh, the other day we had a question about runaway camels. And so I'm going to do a trivia question from our game. So this one is how to stop a runaway horse. Now, somebody in the group here should get this right. A is while sitting up straight, tightly grip the saddle horn with one hand and the reins in the other. Tug and release the reins with a moderate pressure. B, lean forward and firmly dig your heels into the horse's hide. C, release the reins so the horse catches his feet in them. A slight tumble will frighten the horse, causing it to stop. Green Bee has to answer last. So it's A, tightly grip the saddle horn. So you can just answer A, B, or C. Tightly grip the saddle horn with one hand and the reins in the other. Or B, lean forward and dig your heels into the horse's hide. I think they mean side. And C, release the reins so the horse catches his feet in them. Sherry says C. Laura, if you're still here. Okay, Green Bee, you can put your answer up. Oh, Sherry changed her answer. Oh, so Laura said A. Sherry changed her answer to B. Green Bee says no to B and C. It's A. A, so the one's in bold. So A says, while sitting up straight, tightly grip the saddle horn and the reins in the other and tug. So, yeah, I did a trail ride once with friends of mine, some who've never really been on a horse, and we did like a 2-hour trail ride. It was in Colorado. It was in the wintertime. It was a day we had taken off from skiing, and so the horses were in this trail because the snow was really deep. It was like up to the bellies of the horses, but there was a trail really thin, and they would just put one step in front of the other. And well, the horses stay close together, but at one point, the one horse that my friend was on lagged behind. When it realized it was getting behind the other horses, it started to gallop, and instead of holding the reins, she let go of the reins. And she grabbed the saddle horn and her hat flew off, and it was horrible. The horse stopped as soon as it got up to the other horses. But I was kind of laughing because Alyssa had told me, because I never really rode horses, but Green Bee Explorer actually is an equestrian. And she had told me about holding onto the reins and pulling back on the reins and, and she actually showed me how to put the reins in my hands, so I had them in correctly. My other friend on the same trip, there was 4 of us and our guide, and we're out. You're out in the middle of nowhere. It took 45 minutes to drive out to this farm from town. This is in Steamboat, Colorado, and oh yeah, horses are intimidating, and I am so allergic to them too. And so my other friend, I'm not sure what happened, but she fell off her horse. And when she fell in the snow, it's champagne powder out there. So it was like a powder pop. It's like poof. And she was literally in the snow, and you can't get up to walk in the snow because you just keep sinking in it. So she had to like swim out of it. So she's like swimming out of it on her belly, which of course we're laughing hysterically. Meanwhile, the guide's getting off his horse and coming back to help her and help her get back up on her horse. Yeah, that was pretty neat. I mean, we saw a porcupine up in the tree, and porcupines, by the way, are huge. They're giant, and it was like, way up there was like a grove of trees, and it was way up in the tree. And I was like, I didn't know that porcupines could climb trees. I didn't know that's. I keep getting these little notifications. I'm just turning them down. The horse would not gallop away, only trot or canter over to the other horses. Right. And in this case, yeah, the horse would have. We were actually on the side of a hill. So, like, there was like, how can I do this? There's like a slope, there was a trail, and then there was a slope. So we were literally on a trail that this trail is kind of permanently there because the cowboy, he always goes out and walks the trails and he rides the trails with the horses and he gets them out there often enough. Like every time it snows, he's out there redoing the trail, so the trail's always there. But yeah, we had so much fun. It was actually really fantastic. Yeah. So even if you've never been on a horse, um, there's little trail rides that it's like $50 and you can go on a little trail ride. I haven't done that. Alyssa used to do those all the time, but like when we go on vacation, she'd look up places like, oh, do they have horses? Can I go on a horse ride? And she'd look up places and she'd find them every once in a while and get to do that. Yeah. I mean, and this was like the dead of winter. So, like, normally if the leaves were on the tree, you wouldn't know that porcupine was up there. But because it was wintertime and these were deciduous trees, like, you could see him up there. Because at first it was like, what is that? I love horses too, Greenbee. I just wish I wasn't so allergic to them. So if it's 9 o'clock here, 9:17, it's only like 6:17 on the West Coast. I know that George, the antique nomad, he does this lounge thing. I think he does it on Sunday nights. He does it after, is it Sunday nights? I think so. I think it's Sunday nights, but it doesn't start till midnight East Coast time. It's only 9 o'clock there, on the West Coast, although he travels all over the country, so he could be anywhere in the country. Ask another survival question. Let's see here. You guys want a medical one? Here, let's do another. This is a trivia question. Wow, that's another one on the back. Okay, so you're an hour behind us. What state are you in, Laura? I don't remember. So I'm in Michigan, so it's East Coast time. Or if you don't want to put what state you're in. Oh, Texas. Okay, there you go. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Is it hot down there right now? Because it's cold and freezing up here in Michigan. So many of my friends, another one of my classmates. Oh, you were from California? Okay. One of my classmates just sold her house in Pennsylvania and was literally putting stuff on the truck the other day to go to Florida, move to Florida, to retire down to Florida. And my husband's friend just retired to Florida. It's like all these people I know are down south now. I have a whole bunch of friends and family all over down south. Oh yeah, Greenbee was just in Dallas and Fort Worth. I like to go to Austin. Oh, Laura, I was telling some of the other thrifters that were in our chat earlier today that when and if things, pandemic's gone, we're all good and everything's back to order, I'm going to start traveling around to meet up with some of the YouTuber thrifters so I can do YouTube stuff together. I think that would be fun. 20 minutes from Austin. Oh, perfect. At some point, I'm going to come down and see you. Well, we can go thrifting together. That'll be so much fun. I'm going to probably try to hook up with some of the Michigan YouTube thrifters, like Superior Girl, and there's a few others I wrote down. that are. It's funny because even though they're like hours away from where I live because I'm down near the bottom of the mitten, as they say, the mitten. I'm down. I'm down here, and they're like up here or over here. 20 minutes from Austin. All right. I don't know when I'll be down, but at some point it'll be super fun. And if we can swing it, maybe Green Bee can come with us too, because she's a thrifter too. She's a thrifter hunter. Oh, actually, a thrifter reseller also. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, I would love to see some of the other thrifters, and they're all over. Some of them aren't that far away from me, um, and like in Indiana and Illinois, and in that area. And I know sometimes they actually meet in central places, and I could try to meet them. I'm going to try to do that, and that'll be fun. Oh, I thought you guys want another trivia game. Yes, we can get into gardens in a minute. We can do that too. That'll be cool. How to treat a severed limb. A, B, or C? A, tie off the ends of all major blood vessels. B, immediately cover the open wound with sterile dressing and apply heat to it. C, immediately ice the open wound to prevent irreversible damage. So, this is our worst case scenario. If you had to treat a severed limb, would you A, tie off the ends of the major blood vessels, B, immediately cover the open wounds with sterile dressing, or C, immediately ice the open wound? What would you do? Oh, we got A. All right, Green Bee. A, save the blood. Oh, A is correct. You guys are correct. I don't know if you can see all that. There it is. So, yeah, the gardens. Do you garden at all? I know? Well, Green Bee and we have gardens. I love my flower garden and veggie garden, and then I do a kitchen garden too. I just started growing celery again. When you chop off celery, the bottom part of the celery, I just stick it in a glass of water, like a short glass of water, and it's already like this high. It grows in a matter of like a week or so. I got sprouts this high, and I let it sprout up for a while, and then I put it in dirt, and then it starts growing stalks again. And then in the summertime, like I get a couple of them started. I get like 3 or 4 of them started, and then in the summertime, I put them outside, and I put them in a planter, and they started growing really big. But now I'm thinking if I put them in the dirt, they might get like full size. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to grow a bunch of, and keep them alive all winter here, a bunch of celery stalks and get them started. Yeah, the veggie garden thing, I have like one window, well, 2 windows, but one in my kitchen that has a little ledge on it, and that's where I start my veggie garden or my kitchen garden. I do all kinds of things there. Um, the one time I tried doing carrots, when you cut the top off of a carrot, I put carrots in, and actually, it's funny, the green part grew, but the carrot part didn't. And I'm like, well, I just had it in water, and then when I put it in dirt, it didn't really do anything. I tried red beets that way. Um, oh, I got to dig up my ginger. I grew ginger. I bought ginger root at the store for like 49 cents. And then I chopped it in pieces, and you get them to start roots. And then I buried them, and they actually grew. So I actually have to dig them up now. It's time to dig up the roots. And now I multiplied the ginger. But the idea around that is you never have to buy ginger again. And what's funny about that, I never use ginger for anything. But now I'm seeing all these recipes that you oh, you slice up ginger and you put it into salads, you put it into stir fries, you put it into just all kinds of stuff. I was just watching a recipe where it was curry, uh, coconut curry chickpeas, and he sliced up ginger and put that in that. I'm like, oh, so good. Did you see Kay's post? That ladder. Yes, I did see Kay's post with the ladder. I shared that with Melissa with Greenbee. I was like, we got it. In fact, I actually looked to see like I can do that across my kitchen cabinets in front of my window. So we're talking about is someone took an old ladder, like the ones where they're like skinny round um, the foot thingies. They put that across the top of their windows, or like say above the sink, and then intertwine lights in there, and then you can hang plants off of the foot. I don't know what you call them. The steps of the ladder. It when she first put it up, I thought she was just posting something that she found on Pinterest. I was like, no, this was something she actually did. Her and her husband actually did in her kitchen. It was awesome. Yeah, ginger is really healthy. I thought, oh, not only did I grow ginger, but I just found that recipe with the chickpeas. Um, And I've been wanting to try ginger tea from scratch, where I would just like slice up some of it and just steep it in water, like hot water, and make like a ginger tea. And then maybe like put lemon juice with it or something like that, because that's supposed to be so healthy for you. Oh, hello. Hi, Vintagerous. I was watching, I missed your 10 under 10 sale the other day that you had. And I clicked on it to see if I could watch it today, the replay, and the chat wasn't available yet because you have to wait, what was it, two days or more. So I was waiting for the chat. So I'm going to go back and watch your 10 under 10 um, uh, live sale that you had. Yeah. Did you ever grow, like I grew my own ginger? Did you ever use real ginger in that ginger lemon hot water? I'm just saying hi to you there. Um, oh yeah, that's the way it works with the live anything. The the video shows up like immediately as soon as you're done. The video shows up, but then the chat and everything else shows up like I think it's almost 2 days later. So I'll go back and look at that because I wanted to see how that went. So Green Bee and I had another live sale again today, and a few people showed up for it, but not enough that we could actually do like a sale. So we just did like a review of everything we had, and then we're gonna try the live sale. It's all vintage Christmas. Gonna try that next week. Not sure, probably on Wednesday again, but I'm not sure what day. You use fresh ginger all the time. Aha! Yeah, I grew my own this year, and I'm gonna have. You're supposed to be able to continue to grow it forever. Like you never have to buy ginger again. You just keep growing it. Because I bought ginger, like fresh ginger, and then I had it in the refrigerator, and it goes bad on you if you don't use it up right away. But I like the idea that you can um, kind of like dig up and cut off what you want and replant what you have, and then it just keeps growing. I kind of like that it's a root and you can keep growing it, or you can cut off a big piece, cut it in half, start rooting the other half, and then just use what you need for what you're cooking. Okay, Sherry. Thanks for hanging out with us. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will chat with you later. Oh yeah, garlic. Love garlic. Oh, just I have one of those the giant jars of minced garlic. Use that in a lot of recipes. It's so funny because that's why I think that's why the chat's a little different. The chat's a little different because I'm in StreamYard. You guys are watching it on YouTube, and it's a little different looking. I just realized that. So, what other topics do we have? Is anybody going to decorate for? Oh, you already said you have your Christmas tree up, Laura, right? Um, so I guess you're gonna decorate it like as soon as you're done with Thanksgiving. I'm surprised I'm still here. My kids are having to ask me for anything. Oh, isn't that you know what? And that you never outgrow that. I have adult children. I have my husband's always been an adult, but I'm always on deck as a mom. As a mom and a wife, you're always on deck. You're always on call. So this Thanksgiving, it's to answer your question there. Vintageous, vintage glass in China. um, we're having the turkey stuffing, pumpkin pies, green bean casserole. I love my cranberry sauce. I think I'm the only one that likes it, or a few people like it, so I always have that. And um, and corn. We're having and kind of keeping it to that, which is still a lot of food because there's only three of us tomorrow. Yeah, I saw in the chat that Green Bee's talking about like she uses a lot of garlic. I do too. When I first started using it, I didn't put that much in, like say my sauces, like my pasta sauces, but I put a lot in now because it's just so good for you. It gives you good flavor. Yeah, I like that cranberry sauce. Well, I like fresh cranberry sauce if somebody makes it, not me. I haven't made it myself, but I just get the canned. I get the canned stuff. I like the whole berry one, but I'll eat either one, whole berry or not. Laura, how about you, Laura? I mean, not Laura. Oh my goodness, is it Joni? um. Oh, you're Canadian. Oh, that's right. I did see that on there. So you celebrated in October. You're cooking for 14. Wow. Do you have 12 kids? It's your immediate family. And I know, yeah, a lot of families are getting together. And if you've been together like this whole time, which a lot of people have been together, um, six boys and six girls. No, you don't have 12 kids, do you, Laura? No. You're too young to have that many kids. I know there's no way. Really? Oh, wow, that's amazing. A sports team. I always, used to think in my head when I was younger that I was going to have 12 kids, and I ended up having one. But I do have two stepchildren. So yeah, that's, oh my gosh. You just need, now, yeah, you hear, look what Green Bee put. She's like, you need 6 cats and dogs. You probably, do you have pets too? Yeah, so I have 4 grandkids, no pets. Yeah, that would be that would be rough. Yeah. I hope they all have chores that they do and help you out. Well, now it's even more, it's so impressive that you have that many um depending on you, and you're still able to find time to do these videos. Of course, that's the thing. Despite, having all the responsibilities of being a wife and mother, you still have to have your own hobbies and your own identity. Because I know, um, after college, I felt like I kind of lost my identity. All my hobbies I used to do, I kind of stopped doing them. It was like, oh, I'm just going to watch, the TV shows that my boyfriend, before his husband, whatever he wanted to do, that's what we were doing, and wherever he wanted to go, and whatever shows he wanted to watch. And then it dawned on me one day, I'm like, huh, I stopped all my hobbies. I'm not reading, I'm not crocheting, I'm not doing any of my hobbies. So, and I wasn't watching any of my shows. So I started getting back to it, because you can lose your identity really quickly. And so it's real important to have something that's separate from just taking care of everybody. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh, and birthdays. Yeah, you had birthdays, probably a lot of birthdays. Wow. Man, you could do one of those shows like with the big families. There's actually YouTube channels of big families where they talk about their routines and how do they keep everybody organized and on task, and how do they, get everybody up and get dressed and get breakfast, and doing all that. In fact, on Instagram too, they have them on Instagram too, the big families, and they always have them like lined up, all wearing the same outfit or similar outfits, and oh, that's good that your oldest are responsible. That's awesome. We're encouraging them to move out. Yeah, once they start leaving the nest, then it goes fast after that. Yeah, my daughter, once she kind of went away to college, she would come back on breaks, and then sometimes she didn't even come back for breaks. Like, she was traveling for during when she had breaks, or she was doing like internships and things like that from college. Which now everybody's doing college from home, so it's different now. But she kind of never came home after high school, and then she got a job, in Michigan, and she moved there. So she never after, she went to college and kind of then moved to Michigan, and then was out here for years by herself, and then we moved out here to be a little bit closer to her. Aha, that makes sense. We would love to see you more on the YouTube. you know um Anytime I'm in other people's live sales and I see they have strawberries, I always think of you because you like your strawberries for your kitchen. Oh, congrats. 20 years married. Wow. I'm spending a lot of time reading the comments. Oh, yeah. Once the grandkids start coming, they come really fast. And I was hoping because my stepchildren are older, and so I was like, oh well, when they got married, I'm like, you guys are gonna wait to have kids? It's like, oh yeah, and then next thing you know, oh we're pregnant, and so yeah, that's how I ended up with 4 grandkids so far. Do you have any advice for us, Laura? How to keep a marriage going? I know that your husband actually comes to thrift stores with you, helps you film, which is awesome. There's no way my husband he couldn't help me with anything with YouTube. Oh. So your older boys aren't dating yet? So Greenbee, are you going to have a bunch of kids? At least a half a dozen, right? Oh, keep the fights clean and the sex dirty. That is true. That would make for a good marriage. That's a good one. 1 to 2 kids, Greenbee. You could have 1 to 2, and then you're like, oh, let's just try for a third, and then you have like quintuplets or something, and then you'd have a bunch. A quote from Michael J. Fox. Oh, okay. That's a good one, though. That's a good answer. Oh, I'm starting to run out of things to talk about. I wish there was more thrifters in here. It'd be awesome to talk with some more thrifters. You guys are great. Oh, Laura, if you use that in some of my other, or in some of our other live sales, that's pretty funny. A lot of them would get a kick out of that. Oh, that's cool. Use your BFF. Me? It says you said you're just saying. I think you're saying that to the group. What's your thrifting story? Do you have a store? Yes, I've actually been thrifting, reselling for like at least 4 years. I also flipped furniture for a little while where I used like Facebook, the yard sale sites before they had Facebook Marketplace. So I would redo furniture, and then I would also buy and sell things using the Facebook Marketplace. Well, the yard sale sites. I would sell things on the yard sale sites, And then I also started selling things on eBay. My friend Sherry, who was in the chat earlier, she has been doing it for a long, long time, and she kept telling me about it, And then finally, I asked her one day because she was just selling so much stuff. She said, and she still does. She still sells so much stuff. She goes out to yard sales and thrift stores, finds stuff that she can resell, and she's not into vintage at all. Vintage was not on, and neither I wasn't into vintage either. I only did like women's fashions and home good things, things that you could use or whatever, and would sell on eBay. And then she said she started using Poshmark, so then she showed me how to do Poshmark. She's like, oh, get on Poshmark. So then I was just always cross posting between Poshmark and eBay. And then after moving to Michigan, yeah, I found the Crazy Lamp Lady, and that's how I ended up doing Etsy and YouTube and all that. And that's my story in a nutshell. So yeah, I sell on all those platforms, and I know some people even sell on like Macari and Depop and a few of the other platforms, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And I really haven't sold anything since I moved to Michigan. I haven't tried to sell anything on Facebook Marketplace. I buy stuff off of there, but I haven't sold anything. So you did Poshmark, Laura, back in California. What about you, Joni? Do you ever, besides doing the live sales, where else do you sell? Does anybody have a booth? I've thought about that a lot lately. I'm like, oh, I should get a booth, but not yet. My friend Sherry actually had multiple booths in multiple places at one point. Oh yeah, Poshmark. You know, I had a job where I had breaks that just happened to line up with the Poshmark parties that they would have. So every time I would go on break, I would be sharing things to those Poshmark parties, and that really helped sell my items. And I haven't been able to do that as much. I caught a Poshmark party the other night by accident, but I was like, why am I not putting this in my phone to know, like, it's at same times almost every day, to do the Poshmark party. So I got to do that more because I do sell things on there. And oh, so you just did Etsy. Oh, since 2011. Oh, a long time on Etsy. Yeah. And YouTube. Oh, so you just do YouTube and Etsy. Sometimes there's some good reasons for kind of what I say, staying in your lane, or staying in what if it's working, why change it? And then you meet my hair. Um, Now it's even worse, which I can't get it. There we go. Um, there's that one guy. I'm not going to remember his name now. He's got like 125,000 followers on YouTube, and he has 10 income streams. He does Shopify, Amazon, YouTube, eBay, Poshmark, Macari, I guess. I don't know. Everyone you could possibly think of, he's doing something with it. He's like, he's like, yeah, sharing the closet things. I actually don't mind. I'm actually a Posh ambassador now, and initially it takes a lot of time and effort to get people to follow you, so you have enough followers and stuff. But once you share enough of other people's things out of their closet, and if you meet, there's like 3 criteria or something like that. If once you meet those criteria, you become a Posh ambassador, and then Poshmark pushes people to your channel. So, I went from having like a couple thousand followers to now I have like 97,000 followers on Poshmark. What I haven't been doing there, I haven't been, how can I say this without it sounding weird? If it's a really good item, sometimes I put it on eBay first before I put it on Posh. Some people do it the other way around. Um, And I've been selling stuff faster on eBay, sometimes in one day on eBay, so I don't even get a chance to cross post it to Posh, which is interesting. So I'm in a little bit of a quandary with that whole thing. So okay, on Etsy, I only sell. This is Joni. She says on Etsy, I only sell china and glass, which I love. But I like that I can sell other things on YouTube. Oh, that's true. And yeah, yeah, because on Etsy, yeah, it's mostly you have to, it has to be vintage on Etsy unless you make it, unless you're making something. Oh, it took me forever. I wanted to start a YouTube last year. I kept talking about it. I actually watched videos on how to do it, how to start up, and I took notes and did all that. And then I just couldn't do it. And then I was watching the Crazy Lamp Lady, and something she said kind of like hit the right note and inspired me. And I was like, well, how hard can this be? So my first video. Oh, if you guys want some laughs, go back and watch the very first video that uh, I did. It's pretty sad. It's only like 7 minutes long. Um, and I did it outside, but once I did that first one that day, I recorded two more that same day. So I did three, and then I put a video out a day for 10 days in a row, and that was just this past July. So I only started in July of 2020. Oh yeah, yeah, studying. Yeah, I'm still studying YouTube. Um, I'm following about 70 some YouTubers now that are resellers. Some of them, I take it back. Not all of them are resellers. Some of them are. They do decor. They're all about decorating and stuff. And I thought I'm going to watch them too because it's like some of what we sell is what they're using to decorate their homes and things like that. Or it gives you an idea. You're like, oh, I have this item. I want to sell it, but I can sell it not just as a functional item or whatever, but I can sell it as a decor item. So it's like has purposes. Oh, so Etsy. So you know what's funny about Etsy? I can list the same thing up on eBay and Etsy, and I get more money for it on Etsy. So I haven't posted a lot up on Etsy because of their fees. But now I realize that their fees are probably all in. Their fees are lower than eBay. So I might just start putting more stuff on Etsy, more of my vintage stuff up on Etsy. Yeah, I think because people know it's only vintage on Etsy, whereas eBay is like everything or something like that. And of course, my eBay selling page, it's got everything from women's fashions, men's fashions to the vintage to modern stuff. It's got everything. If I can sell it, resell it, I should say. If I can resell it, it's on eBay. If you think the if you I don't think the fees are as high. eBay fees before PayPal fees are at a minimum of 12. It's because I looked it up the other day because I switched to that managed payments. Because they're switching everybody over to managed payments on that platform, and the minimum is 12.35% on eBay, and then it goes up. There's a sliding scale. So I think it goes up from there. I forget how it goes, but it's like that. And then if you have to pay the PayPal as well, then there's more fees with that. So I'm still in the middle of transitioning to the whole managed payment thing, which I think cuts out the PayPal fees or something like that. And of course, Poshmark is 20%. If it's above $15, if the item's under $15, it's actually more than 20% that they take. And Etsy, I think, is a lot cheaper than that. Because when I calculate my fees, like I go in and look at it, I put it all in a spreadsheet. My fees, I think, are much lower on Etsy than they are on any of the other platforms for the same priced items. Do you sell a lot on Etsy? Oh, so Laura, you're thinking about not doing the reselling part anymore. Oh yeah, just the collecting for yourself. And that's the hard part when you're thrifting. Sorry, I just asked two questions at the same time. I was asking, um, so let me go back here a second. I was asking, you love selling. It's interesting though. Is the buyer on YouTube different? Still trying to figure out what people want in this community. I think it's I think the buyers on YouTube are looking for the prices to be a little less than what you would put on eBay or Etsy, I think. Because I've seen that a lot. I've seen that a lot where the item is would probably sell for higher, but then you have to consider the time it takes to list it and manage it on the platform and all that. And then, versus just doing it in a live sale and selling it on YouTube. I don't know. Some things I think occasionally go higher on YouTube because so many people want it. It's a popular item and they're all together in the live sale at that time. So if you have some of the people have hundreds of people watching for those live sales and so it can be like dozens of people want that item and that pushes the price up. So it can go either way. Yeah, with the collecting part, like just going to the thrift store, I find stuff all the time for myself, for my family. I'm like, oh, I can get this. This is good for such and such. This is good for such and such. Like, I'm like, why would you not buy it at a thrift store um, at that price instead of buying the exact same thing for retail? I have a hard time buying retail now. Yeah, I bet, Laura. All those. You'll have to unless the kids start helping you out with the listing. You have employees. You have almost a dozen employees. Start with the older ones. Say this is how you list on eBay, and I'll give them an allowance. Oh, good night, Green Bee. If you're heading out. Alrighty. Yeah, it's getting late. Did you see my challenge? Tell your funny Christmas story. And you run a family business. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is a lot. Post a post video to go live December 1st and join the playlist. Oh, I will go check that out. Yeah, because I love joining those type of challenges and collaborations. Tell your funny Christmas story. Ooh, I have to think of one. I have to think of that. Oh, thank you for letting me know that. It's hard to keep up with everybody because like if you don't have over 1,000 subscribers, you don't have that community tab, so you can't put it out that way. It's hard to let everybody know. I'll let Green Bee know about that too. She's my daughter, so I'll let her know. I think if I had a dozen kids, I would definitely be showing them how to resell. Once you learn to resell, or like when I would take the furniture, I would take like an old nightstand or a plant stand and repaint it and sell it. There's so much money to be made there. You never go without money. You always have what I call pocket change. You always have money in your pocket doing that. It was so simple and easy. I would get a nightstand from Habitat of Humanity or at a yard sale or whatever, and I would sand them down and paint them, and I would buy them for $10 and sell them for 40. Now, if I put a little more effort into what I was doing with the furniture, I could have probably sold it for like $90. Could have made a lot more money. And it the little tables, I would get these little tables. I would get these the older chairs that have the cane backs or the cane seats on them. I would take those and I would very sloppily paint them, um, uh, and uh, I would sell those. I would buy chairs. I would only pay $5 for and sell them for $25 or sometimes $20. But I sold chairs all the time, and people would just, because it would be porch pickups, and people would I had a little metal box. People would drop the money in the box, and they would take the chair, and it was an honor system. I did it by the honor system, and I always had what we called money in the box. Money in the box. It was awesome. I constantly had money that I used for my Starbucks, my skiing, and my happy hours. That's what I always said. So, oh, root sales. Oh yeah, yeah. You do root sales. Oh, so oh, that's awesome. Oh, I had an uncle who did that. Well, I guess he's retired now. I mean, when I say he did that, he's retired now. So you have to get up super early in the morning, or do you have more than one root sale? Like one root or whatever? I don't know how to say it, how to ask you. And the refinishing of the furniture, oh my gosh, my hair. I put a ton of product in my hair, and it's just been bugging me all night. The refinishing of the furniture, I did it very simplistically. Some things I didn't bother even sanding. I would go to Lowe's and Home Depot and get the Oops paint, which instead of buying a full can, they have a little shelf usually, or an area, or sometimes it's a rolling cart called Oops paint, and it's paint that people return partially used, and they have it super discounted. And I would get those paints, and then I would just very quickly paint something and take the picture while the paint was drying and post it to these Facebook yard sale sites and sell it. And it was so quick and easy. And I didn't even wax the furniture or anything. If I had waxed the furniture and maybe did a little bit more detail to them, like I didn't change out the handles on them or nothing. I didn't do it. I didn't professionally refinish the furniture. And the chairs, people were using them in their sunrooms, their kitchens, on their porches. They just liked that. I would take, like, say if it was a dark brown color, I would put like sage green. I would just kind of sloppily put sage green on it, and you could still see the dark brown through that. Um oh, I just saw a notification for Thrift You. And people love those chairs. I would make them pinks, purples, sage greens. I did a little table. I painted it yellow, and I did it real sloppily. And I'm actually glad I did it real sloppy like that, because when I sold it to the person, she was going to repaint it. So my friend Sherry bought the table, gave it to me. I painted it. I sold it to this lady. Sherry and I split the profits, and then this lady was just going to repaint it the color she wanted for her house. And that happened more than once. People won't buy brown furniture, but if you paint it, they will buy it so that they can repaint it. So if you're paying $5 and selling it for $25, that's the same as any of the other reselling we do. Now I don't do it now that I'm in Michigan. I haven't started that back up again. I think I'm in a different town. I'm in a different demographic, if that makes sense. From where I was in Westchester, Pennsylvania, which is out a suburb of Philadelphia, it was a different demographic. Ooh, let me see. I'm missing parts on the chat. What's going on with the chat? Let me scroll up a little bit. Wow, so you flew to France to meet an Etsy seller. That's awesome. Oh, you own 3 routes. That's cool. I'm just catching up on the chat here. She refinishes furniture, and it's amazing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was definitely amateurish. Oh, so yeah, I would imagine there's multiple. I was on those Facebook groups for the Etsy resellers, but it was a lot of people complaining, and I dumped out of those Facebook, groups. I was like, I'm not there to read everybody complaining. I realized it was taken away from me listing and doing things like starting a YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, a tour around France and go picking. Oh my goodness, how awesome is that? That's what I want to do. I want to travel and meet other people. Where in Canada are you, Joni? Where in Canada are you? Sometimes if you want to travel, take your kids with you. They love to travel too. Like it certainly costs more, but you can get creative with it. British Columbia. Okay, cool. I ski Canada all the time. I've skied Banff and uh oh my goodness. Banff and Whistler. Banff and Whistler. And I've also done Tremblant a couple times on the East Coast. Yeah, I ski all over well, just on the coast of Canada. And of course I've been to Niagara. Yeah, Whistler is way up there. Blackcomb. Whistler Blackcomb is the name of the ski mountain. I don't think that's the name of the town it's in. All I know is you fly into Vancouver and you take a bus north. And also get your kids interested in your hobbies. If they like your hobbies, then you have more people to travel with, to thrift with, all that. It's fun. Oh, Whistler is the town. Yeah, I just know like that was the most challenging skiing I've ever done in my life. I've never seen like even just going up the lift, the weather was changing as we were going up the lift, and then skiing back down. We'd be in sun and then fog, and then and the conditions change. It oh my goodness, that was challenging. It was awesome. We loved it. Those mountains beat me up. Now Banff I've been to twice, and oh now of course when I put myself on the spot, then I can't think of all the places out there. Uh, we stay at Lake Louise, Chateau Lake Louise out there, um, and then we ski at Sunshine Village, and we're also over that. Is it Banff Springs, the castle or something like that? We stayed over there. Uh-oh. Time to get all the kitties to bed. Yes, yes, it is late. It's like 9 o'clock your time, right, Lara? It's 10 o'clock here. Yes. Anytime we can have a chat. See you later. Oh, bye to you if you're leaving too, Joni. I get it. Bye-bye. I think I'm going to end this now. I hope I'm going to do these again. This was fun. Talk to you guys later. Bye.